Hola, te doy la más cordial bienvenida a la sesión de metal número 90. Soy Ceci Montero, te mando un fuerte abrazo, muchas gracias por acompañarme. Si eres de los que les gusta el metal y quiere conocer música nueva, sígueme para que conozcas más propuestas del metal mexicano, así como de bandas internacionales. Me puedes seguir como @CeciOn y bueno, también el show se transmite por Uroboric Radio y en Rock y Terror Radio Digital. Las mejores bandas de metal las encuentras en tu sesión de metal. Quiero agradecer a Ben de Online Metal Promo por las facilidades para realizar la entrevista del día de hoy. Esta vez me encuentro muy bien acompañada ya que me visita una gran vocalista de Estados Unidos que tiene una trayectoria increíble y bueno, en esta cápsula me encuentro con Kate French de la banda Vainglory.
Hola, ¿cómo está? ¿Bien?
Hola.
I love
Welcome
my
to
Mexico.
sesión. Kate, tienes una gran experiencia como cantante. Hasta ahorita, ¿cuál dirías que es tu mayor éxito en tu carrera musical?
Well, I think it's up to now, the new release of the new CD, this double CD that we've got out. It's just been released on Animated Insanity Records and No Dust Records. And I think this is the biggest accomplishment that I've had to date. This is kind of compiles everything together, includes everything. And, Benjamin Mibla from Online Metal Promo, he's helping us with this. So this is Manifesting Destiny, and there's 2 CDs in this. So I think that this is the biggest accomplishment to date, having this compiled and having this together, and getting to kind of revisit the history of everything that I've done with Vainglory. Vainglory was my, is my stuff. It's my original stuff. So unlike when I came from Chastain, it was more of him, and this is a chance for me. This is a chance that I've had to do my own stuff, to write my own lyrics, to play, to do things more independently. So I would say this new CD, the double CD that's come out, is a huge accomplishment for me out of all the things that I've done. As far as performing, I loved Monterey Metal Fest. I love it down there. And it was just a great experience for me. That was a huge highlight of all the things that I've done as far as performance goes, Monterey Metal Fest. So maybe someday we'll get to do that again. It's fantastic down there. I absolutely love it. So to date, this CD is a huge accomplishment for me. And now I'm starting on some of my original stuff as well. And that's it. I mean, to date, everything, I'm just so glad that I've had the opportunity to do everything that I've done in my life. And now, as you can see back here, I'm working on some of my original stuff, and I'm doing that. So I'm grown a lot, and now I'm getting into some solo stuff. But the most thing I've done, or the best thing I think that I've done to date, is this compilation of everything, because it just has everything in it. And that's what we're here for. We're going to promote this right now. So that's what we're doing. But this is awesome. So go get it. Animated Insanity and No Dust Records. So, okay. That's my 2 cents.
Pues sí, no cabe duda que ven a hacer una gran labor y bueno, también no solo quiero hablar de Vainglory, porque sé que también apareces con Jim Petterick, coautor de The Eye of the Tiger. Colaboraste en el álbum Tigress, Woman Who Rocked the World.
Yeah,
¿Cuál fue tu experiencia?
He's written a lot of stuff. He wrote a lot of stuff for 38 Special, and he also has won, I don't know if he's won more than one, some Grammy Awards. So he's a very, very accomplished musician, and he's been doing it since the 50s. So, it wasn't something that I would normally do, but there were some exceptional musicians there, and just to have his, you learn something from everything that you do. And I've been doing a lot of recording on my own. So in doing that, you see the process and how someone that's a bigger, entity, it does that. Someone that's won a Grammy Award, how they write songs. So I got a chance to work with Jennifer Batten, who played guitar from Michael Jackson, and Abby Stahlschmidt. She's a killer violinist. She's absolutely beautiful too. and of course Jim. So and then there were some other people on the album as well. I had that opportunity through Linda McDonald of Iron Maidens. She hit me up one day. I was going to actually go on tour with them, and I didn't end up doing that because I had to take care of my son, and he always comes first. Family has always been first for me. That's kind of why I haven't really done a whole lot as far as going out and touring. But she hooked me up with Jim Pederick, and that's how that whole thing started. And the process was something, new to me to learn. And he's just very professional. He owns they work out of a studio called World Stage Studios. And that's the studio that we all worked out of. But it was a great experience. Joel Hokestra, I don't know how he got in there because he's not a chick, but he played for Whitesnake, and he's played for Tesla and some other people. And he wrote one of the songs that I sang on, which was called "The Woman That I Am" or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it's called, but it's on there. And it was a fantastic experience. And yeah, it was awesome.
Ya nos comentaste un poquito de que estás trabajando en tu material discográfico como solista. ¿Qué más detalles nos puedes compartir al respecto?
Well, I'm doing pre-production stuff for it right now, so we're just kind of getting it out there. I'm doing this special thing just to force myself to do it, where I do a song every 2 weeks, because I've had songs for years. I have guitar songs, I play keyboards, I have keyboard songs, I have all kinds of songs. So I just decided for myself that I was just going to force myself to put a song out every 2 weeks. And it's tough because you have to, you hustle it. You got to get it out there. So, it just depends on and there's such a huge catalog of songs. So I may divide them up into different categories. And that's kind of what I've been doing as I've been releasing them. I have one category. It's called depth perception. It's about seeing people for their inside, not for their outside, and really, understanding that we are just a shell, and it gets deep. It's a lot of conversation about death and stuff like that, and it's just very deep stuff, and a lot of people don't like to hear that kind of thing. They want it just to kind of rock out. So the depth perception album will be in one category, and then I've got some rockers too. I've got some kind of deep bass with heavy metal, like a kind of a hip hop metal combo thing that I'm doing. And we just released a song from that. It's called Scream It a couple weeks back. And that's Corbin and I, and we've had this idea for years. It's called Pedal. So it's combining metal and pop. And so we're going to do that. So there's a lot of different variations of these songs because I have so many. I have acoustic, I have the pop, I have the really deep stuff. And I'll probably just separate it into all different kind of categories. And I may even want to do some heavy stuff. I don't know. It's like this last album I kind of wanted to go, which is on the 2 album CD. I want to go really heavy. So I tried to do some of the real heavier guttural stuff. And Corbin was pissed off at me for doing that because he does like the traditional stuff. He doesn't do the real heavy stuff. But if I feel like doing that, I'll do it. I'm older now. I'm not a spring chicken anymore. So I'm just gonna do whatever I feel like doing. But metal is where my heart is. That kind of singing does something for you. It really helps you to release tension, I guess you call it. But I really, my heart is always going to be in metal. So just a combination of everything is what I'm going to do in my solo stuff, and it'll be in different on different albums in different categories and different things, because there's just so much of it. There's so many things that I do, so many voices to so many types of things, and I don't think that anyone should be limited to what they're doing. I don't think that anyone should be boxed into, I'm going to, I have to do this because everybody wants me to do this. I think that if you want to do, pop, then you do pop. If you want to do an opera song, then do an opera song. If you want to do this or that. And one of my big influences on that is Devin Townsend, where he's, strapping young lad. He's there with Gene Hoglan, and he's doing his stuff there. And then he's doing some heavy stuff, but then he switches to this and that. And that's kind of what I want to do. I want to do all different kinds of things and all different kinds of videos. And maybe I want my hair short. Maybe I want it long. Maybe I want it blue. Maybe I want it red. I think today's artist should expand and do whatever the fuck they want to do. Should I not say, ooh, can I say that?
Don't worry, don't worry.
But you know, so it's a little bit of everything is the answer to the question in long form. Sorry.
Como letrista y compositora, ¿en qué te inspiras al momento de crear tus canciones en Vainglory?
Well, you know, this is Corbin's project. This is my husband's project, Corbin King. And it's so funny that I have always gravitated towards, you know, the guitar virtuoso bands, but that's how it's always been. And he's just a phenomenal guitar player. He was signed initially on the same label, Leviathan Records, as I was with Chastain, and that's kind of how I met him. So as far as the influence that I have, it is, you know, a lot is derived from him. On that project specifically, I do work with him. So it's a lot of him on that. But we discussed what we're going to do going forward with this next version of it. And with the Vainglory specifically, we're going to stay a little bit older school. We're going to stay a little bit more classic, because basically Benjamin said, if you don't do that, I'm gone. He's like, if you're not going to do that, I'm out of here. So no, but traditionally it's the truth. You know, when you have a following, you are sticking with the things that you've done initially. So actually, I think we're going to go towards more of a kind of classic-y, we talked about an Yngwie feel. So my influence for that is real life, but it is having to do with Corbin. You know, it's his thing. You know, I am a hired hand, you know, on that. I do get to do a lot more because, you know, I'm his wife. So what's he going to do? You know? So, you know, I'm just, you know, all I got to do is say, hello. And he's like, okay, honey. You know, so my influence is always, though, life experience. You know, I'm always influenced by what's happening and the world. What's happening in the world, and with today and what's going on, boy, everybody has a lot of material. You know, everybody has a lot of things to write about with everything that's going on. I think everybody's a little freaked out and scared, and it's kind of a weird time. This is the strangest time I've ever lived in. I'm 54 years old, and I think about it, and I think about, you know, my grandmother. She went through 2 wars, and we never had to go in, you know, through any of that. So anyway, I write off personal experience and you know, what's happening in time, what I'm influenced by.
Bueno, como has comentado en un inicio, estuviste en una de las ediciones del Monterrey Metal Fest. ¿Hay algún plan de volver a México o qué viene para la banda, para Vainglory?
I hope so. I loved it there. It was incredible, and the fans are crazy. I love them. You know, they were so sweet, and everybody was so kind, and they were rowdy. I'm like that too. You know, I love that, and no plans right now as of yet, but we've talked to Benjamin about this new album, and it's always with an album that you tour. You know, you have an album that you release and then you go on tour. So if we can do this and complete it before we're 70, we'll go out and do something. But, you know, that's how it usually goes. It's not until we, you know, have an album that we move forward to doing a tour. But yeah, I mean, hell yeah. Monter, did you see the last thing that Benjamin did? Online Metal, the Judas Priest and all that, Pantera. I mean, hell yeah, we're there. Yeah. So if he has anything, he's just, you know, he's a great promoter and a great booking agent, and he gets and manages and puts together some of the best gigs that I've seen. So, you know, he has something that is, you know, going to reach a lot of people. Then yeah, we're out of here, we're there, and I hope that we get back there someday. My ex-husband is in a band called Vicious Rumors, and his name's Larry Howe. He plays drums. I don't know if you've ever heard of Vicious Rumors, but they go down there a lot, and they're big fans. And then one of my ex a singer, well, I shouldn't say ex, I should say the singer that was in Chastain before I was, Leather Leone, who I love, she goes down there a lot, and with her guitarist who's new, Vinny, and they just released something too, and not too long ago, which is amazing. But Vinny's from South America, and they go out to Mexico a lot too. But yeah, I would totally, I mean, everybody in metal knows that the fans in Mexico are the best. Yeah. Yeah. So I hope so.
Pues fue una plática encantadora, fue un placer estar contigo. Hemos llegado al final de la cápsula, pero como siempre le pido a mis invitados, ¿Nos puedes decir cómo podemos seguirte? ¿Cómo podemos encontrar a Vainglory? No sé si podemos adquirir de alguna forma tu mercancía.
So we'll start out with this. Woo-hoo, yeah, yeah. This is a double CD. So like I said, this is the first and second Vainglory. Actually, it's the second and third for Corbin, but it's the ones that I've done. And this is on sale, No Dust Records. And animated, it's No Dust Records in Europe, and Animated Insanity Records in the United States. So you can pick it up there. We also have it off of our website on the Vainglory Facebook page, and I think we're giving away a poster with it now. So double CD, killer booklet, and we didn't have the money for this initially because you know how musicians go. We're all broke. But it's so nice to have this now. Benjamin set this up, by the way. But it's a full booklet, 2 CDs. So pick that up. You can always find me if you Google me, Kate French, metal vocalist. I had to do that because there's an actress named Kate French and she stole my shit. That's a true story. So I have to do Kate French, metal vocalist. So you can look me up, and I have a Kate French metal vocalist Facebook page, and it's an artist page. And when I started it, I felt like a dipshit for soliciting people and saying, will you like me or whatever. So I tried to take it down, and I guess I should have kept it up, but I'm just kind of humble about that kind of stuff. I just kind of hate asking people, or anything like that. So I have a personal page, and it's like Kate French 902. So don't go to my artist page, go to my personal page, because I consider all my fans my friends. And so hit me up there if you want to just, hit up that page, the Kate French metal vocalist. It's there too and all. That would be awesome. But Kate French, I think it's .902 if you want to go to my personal page and hit me up. I'm on Instagram too, Kate French metal vocalist. Again, just Google me, Kate French metal vocalist. You can see all of our stuff and all the things that we do, which is a plethora. It's a lot of different things. We do country, we do pop, we do metal, we do, all different kinds of things. And, and there's something for everyone on there. So that's where you can see me.
Kate, it was a pleasure talking to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure meeting you. I love your show. It looks amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bueno, amigos, dejaré toda la info en la descripción del video para que no te pierdas de esta mujer increíble que es una super artista, y pues para que no te pierdas todo lo que viene para Vainglory. A los que vieron esta entrevista, agradezco que hayas llegado al final. Por favor, hazme saber qué te gustó, comenta, comparte, ayúdame a difundir y promover estas grandiosas bandas. Échame la mano siguiéndome en redes y suscribiéndote a mi canal. Me encuentras como @CeciOn. Kate, until the next time.
Thank you. I hope to see you again.
I hope
Good luck with everything, heavy metal.
Nos vemos en la siguiente cápsula. Muchas gracias.